I'm Chris, you're watching FRAG-MENTAL. Just in case you forgot to read the title of this video, today I'm unboxing the brand new release from Guerlain, L'Homme Ideal Extreme, and I'll be sharing my first impressions. Stay tuned. I think it's fair to say that the L'Homme Ideal line from Guerlain gets quite a lot of love. I feel like there's always a lot of positivity towards it within the fragrance community. In my collection, I own L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum, which is, it's got that cherry almond vibe to it. It's got a bit of incense in there as well, and comes off as a little boozy. This is a great option for autumn or winter. And I also have L'Homme Ideal Cologne, which you may have seen in a few of my videos lately. I just think this is a brilliant fresh fragrance. It's not just your typical fresh fragrance where the citruses are fleeting. Because of this almost creamy almond note, the citruses become a little bit creamy as well, so it's got a good density to it, and this fragrance hangs around, it lasts. I just really enjoy it. And what I like about this Ideal line is they have the mass appeal and the wearability of designer fragrances, so very easy to wear, but also they have just the right amount of creativity and they have the quality of niche. So I think it's a great line, and one of the best things about it is the price. I got this for around £25. I think it's still available as that on Amazon. That's for the 50ml bottle, and I paid a little bit more for the Eau de Parfum. I think I paid around £45, but still, you know, reasonable value for what I think is really quality juice. So I was really excited when L'Homme Ideal Extreme was announced. It's only just become available to purchase online. I think the only place that I could see when I bought this anyway was from Guerlain, the company itself. Now, I'm not the first person to do this. I've already watched a couple of great videos. I can recommend those to you. So Barry from the channel Centralize, he's already done an unboxing and first impressions, and Paul from the channel Mags Frags has already done his unboxing and first impressions. So I'll leave links to those channels in the description, so do go and check out their opinions, because everyone's got a different opinion on fragrances. You know, we all like different things, so to get a number of different opinions I think is always good, rather than just relying on one opinion. And ultimately, the best opinion is your own, so you have to try this if you can. You have to go out and buy it, but through these videos we can give you some idea as to what it might smell like, whether it's something you might enjoy, and then you can go out and hopefully sample it. A bit difficult to do that at the moment, but hopefully we can get stores open soon. So let's get on with this unboxing. So I've already just cut the tape around the box just for ease. This is the first thing I've ever ordered direct from Guerlain. And look at that. Beautiful little gift wrapped box. I should just mention that during this time Guerlain have offered free delivery, so this came from France obviously, and I didn't pay any delivery, which is great. I paid £65, and it's the same size as these bottles. It's the 50ml. Didn't want to get a different size bottle, did I? I needed to line up nicely on the shelf with these. That's very important, as we know. Okay, so let's get into the box. This is a nice presentation from Guerlain. I wouldn't expect anything less. Oh, I think I've won something. They've given me a gold envelope. I wonder if I've won a fragrance, maybe. Let's have a look. No, it's just my invoice. Oh, that was a bit of a letdown, Guerlain. I thought I had the golden ticket then. Anyway, all right. Now let's get into the fragrance. So, comes boxed fairly simply. I think, other than this nice box that it arrives in, the presentation of Guerlain is more along the designer route. It's just a very simple cardboard box. Card box, no frills packaging really, but it's a relatively affordable line, so you wouldn't expect anything more than that. Okay, let's just move. Right, so here is the fragrance. Oh, look at the colour of that. So the notes in this are what really intrigued me, because In the top we have some bergamot and pink pepper, so I'm expecting it to have some good lift, to be quite diffusive, to jump off the skin quite a lot with those top notes. And then in the heart there's some cinnamon, some heliotrope and plum, which is great. I love plum, I also love cinnamon. And then in the base is where the serious stuff happens, because we've got tobacco and leather in there. So to me, on paper, that looks like a great combination of notes. On paper, it looks like the fragrance out of all this Ideal line that I should like the most. So we'll see if that's true. I'm going to compare it to these two fragrances. So I will spray this on skin. So let's go. And I think it's going to be closest to the EDP, so I'm going to spray the EDP on this side just to compare and contrast. Okay. All right, so straight away, you do detect the bergamot. Sometimes with fragrances with darker notes, I find that the citruses, bergamot's often used, whether you can smell it or not. But here, I can get it a little bit, I get some nice lift, I get a little bit of citrus. I wouldn't describe it as a very citrusy opening, but it has some lift to it, and I think that's probably coming from the bergamot and the pink pepper. Okay. All right, so initially it's not as dark, doesn't have as much depth to it as I thought it would. Maybe that'll come more in the dry down. So I definitely get the cinnamon and the plum, and it's possibly this heliotrope that's giving us the almond note. It's not quite as creamy as Ideal cologne, I don't think. I find that the almond in that a little bit creamy. So the EDP is definitely lighter. Comparing those two together, yeah, this is definitely a brighter fragrance. So I feel like I get a bit more citrus coming out of that, and the incense as well is there in the heart of this one. I love that booziness. I love that boozy quality. I don't know what's creating that, but that lovely boozy quality that you get in the EDP. So this is very smooth actually. It's much smoother than I thought it was going to be. So I was hoping that it was going to have a bit more punch to it, and this might just be a first impressions. I may change as I wear this fragrance, but I was hoping it was going to have a little bit more backbone, a little bit more structure. I am really enjoying it so far. I'm finding it a little difficult actually to I feel like I'm not getting a good sense of it there, so I'm just going to spray it on a test strip. Won't be a sec. So I'm just going to let that dry down on my arm a little bit, and I'm going to get the top again on the strip here. Yeah, so you definitely get that citrus bergamot in the opening. On my skin now, I feel like I'm getting a bit more leather. I feel like the leather's coming through a little bit more, and the structure of the fragrance is kind of showing itself. I've got to say, I'm not getting what I perceive as a lot of tobacco. What I associate with other tobacco fragrances, I feel like it's not a deep resinous tobacco. I don't know if it's tobacco leaf, maybe, I don't know. And I think this is sitting closer to the skin as well. I think this is projecting less than both of these two fragrances. So I feel like there's probably a good place for this in the line. It seems to be behaving differently. Perhaps this is more of a skin scent type of fragrance that you might wear more if you're going out in the evening rather than as a casual daytime scent. So at the moment, maybe it's just because I'm more familiar with this scent and I understand what's going on with this and I'm used to it, but I feel like I'm enjoying the EDP a little bit more than Extreme. You know, when something's got Extreme in its title, in its name, it's kind of setting you up for either to be happy that it's extreme enough or to be disappointed that it isn't extreme. But you want something to at least come close to justifying its name. I don't think extreme is the right word for this. I don't think it's the right name. I don't know what I would call it, but it's definitely tamer than I was expecting. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything crazy or challenging because it's Guerlain and that's not the Ideal line. I just don't get as much from it on these first impressions as I get from the other two fragrances. But I'm going to come back, I'll give it another few minutes, I'll give it 20 minutes and then I'll come back and report to you. Okay, I'm back. I've spent a little bit of time with this, giving it time to settle down and to try to understand what's going on. So I'm going to be completely honest. My first impressions are I'm a little bit underwhelmed with this one. If you were to ask me which one I preferred out of the EDP and Extreme, at the moment I would say I still prefer the EDP. The EDP and the Cologne are definitely more diffusive. I think they're projecting more. I mean, the EDP isn't a massive projector, but it does project some, and I think it projects more than this. I think this is an eau de parfum as well, eau de parfum concentration. But you look at the notes and, you know, the plum, I wanted the plum to be darker. I love the note of dark fruits in fragrances. I think there was an opportunity to really go for it with the plum here. I wanted the cinnamon to be sweeter and spicier and really just add some character to it. And I wanted the tobacco to be darker and more resinous. I wanted to smell it and think, yes, that is a really gorgeous tobacco note. And it's kind of all a bit muddled and blurred into one, unfortunately. Even the leather, you know, even the leather in here isn't a strong leather note. I mean, you don't need leather to be too strong, but just to have a nice little bite from that leather, little kind of sharp punchiness would have been great. But yeah, it's not really got a lot of distinctiveness and a lot of character to it, which is a little bit disappointing. The other thing that it doesn't have is that Guerlain factor, so that Guerlain accord that you get in some Guerlain fragrances, which is a very kind of almost like a creamy vanilla-y accord that you get in the core. So I get that with the EDP, which I like, but I don't get that a little bit with this maybe, but not to the same degree. And this sits very close to the skin. It doesn't seem to be projecting at all. So I just think the notes they've used in here could have been better executed. I feel like perhaps it's a little bit of a missed opportunity. Don't know if Extreme is the right name. Anyway, okay, so that's it. I think it's quite clear what I think about it. I don't hate it, I just wanted more. And it's partly because there's tobacco listed and plum, love those notes. And whenever those notes are listed, like Fez 1984 with the plum and the tobacco, that is how you do plum and tobacco. And I wanted this fragrance to be as good as that. I wanted it to be as big as that and as pleasing and satisfying, because that just really hits the spot, and this doesn't get to the spot, unfortunately. I'd be interested to see what you guys think. I'm sure this will be available widely soon. As I say, you can pick this up from Guerlain, so if you feel like it's something you want to try, it's not that expensive, then you know, give it a go. If you order anything from Guerlain, I'm sure that they'll offer you a sample of this. So let me know what you think. If you've tried it, I hope you have a better experience with it than me. I hope it wows you, but certainly on the first impressions, it does not wow me at all. And I really wanted it to, which is a little bit of a shame, because I love this Ideal line. I don't get much that excites me. I'm sorry, Guerlain, I'm sorry, L'Homme Ideal. I'm sorry for anyone watching who wanted to see me get excited about a tobacco fragrance. I wanted to get excited about a tobacco fragrance, but alas, this time I have not. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a little bit surprised, because I thought that this was a nailed-on banger, to be honest. I thought I was really going to enjoy this. I thought it was going to be an easy goal for Guerlain to score, but for me, it's not. But I will come back to you with more thoughts on this fragrance when I've given it some proper wearing. So that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed this unboxing and first impressions. I kind of did, but not as much as I wanted to. But anyway, it is what it is. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Remember, keep tuning into FM and keep smelling good.